Well, joining me now to talk about this further is Imam Abdul Musa, director of the Masjid al-Islam Mosque here in Washington. So what, first of all, goes through your mind when you're seeing those pictures that we just saw? It happened 25 years ago, but I'm guessing you're still pretty emotional about it today.
Well, when I see those pictures, a whole history of American actions against people who refuse to cooperate, I would think about Waco, where fumes was pumped into their compound, and a pyrotechnic device was sent in there, and the people were burned to death. I would think about 1975 in L.A., the survivors of the Symbionese Liberation Army was in a house in L.A., it burned to the ground. I would think about 1921 in the black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The first time America bombed itself was when they bombed us in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. I would think about scores of incidents. L.A., 1969, where the government wrote letters against one group of black nationalists to inflame them and to make them fearful. They came to a program at UCLA and killed several of the brothers in the Black Panther Party.
So there's been several incidents over history, obviously. Has anything changed today? It's 25 years later, and there are still these protests happening, people demanding justice here.
Well, it's even worse today, except it's changed. Black nationalists still have a problem, but it's changed more to Muslims. The Muslims now is the perceived threat. And also white organizations that disagree with the government, you'll notice they're going to jail in huge numbers. So it's not just black people, it's not just Muslims. It seems that America is having trouble around the world, and it wants to frame the laws and so that it can control the masses in case they feel like uprising of some kind of way. So this is normal government procedure for us.
And, you know, you were telling me, we were chatting a little bit before the show, that you have been involved in this movement for several years. Tell me a little bit about your personal involvement, and, you know, you were telling me a little bit about the FBI as well.
Well, it's a long story, but originally it starts like this. I was a major drug dealer in California, in Oakland, California. This is the headquarters of the Black Panther Party. So the government wanted to stop the black movement in its tracks. So technically it used us, drug dealers. It gave us high-quality heroin and cocaine to pump into our own neighborhood, and then we sold it to our people to break the back of the revolution. When a few of us realized what we was doing, then I myself went into exile, like Algeria, Tanzania, and then I realized that if I want to affect things, I have to come back to this country and tell people about all of the history of what we was involved in. In that process, we find that at that time they have other movements. Give the sanctuary movement of the 80s that gave sanctuary to people from Nicaragua, from Salvador, and other countries. They infiltrated the churches. They did the same thing to the churches that they had done to us.
And let's fast forward a little bit to today. What's your involvement in the movement today? What does the movement look like today? And what's your interaction with the FBI?
Well, it's constant, it's daily, it's regular. The whole movement in the United States today is infiltrated by government agents, saboteurs, and actually people who set and arrange incidents to give the government, right, the justification to do what they want. You see bombings go off every day. We believe that 80, maybe even 90% of these are provocations by the United States government to justify what they do to us. You see what I mean? In other words, they construct the boogeyman, they build the boogeyman, and then, as one newspaper said, the LA Times said in 2003, that they develop the problem themselves and then they come in and solve it.
Well, on that note, I think we're going to have to wrap it up, but I appreciate you sharing your story with us on this important day to remember what happened 25 years ago.
Thank you very much.